Alright, so this video we're going to look at expanding a binomial raised to a power using the binomial theorem. And here's your binomial theorem. It says for any positive integer n, a plus b to the n is equal to this thing. Okay, so it's n, choose 0. This is a combination. Okay, this represents combination. Combination n choose 0 times a to the n plus combination n choose 1 times a to the n minus 1 times b plus combination n choose 2 a to the n minus 2 times b squared, and so on, all the way until this term here gets to n. Now, notice that the a to the n, see this term here, a, it's this term here raised to the n power. And notice in each one, you subtract 1 from the exponent. So this exponent is n, this one's n minus 1, this one's n minus 2, n minus 3, all the way till you get to where there's not an a term there. In other words, that would be something like that would be a to the 0. Okay, because remember, a to the 0 is 1. And this one, notice here there's not a b, but in this one it's b to the first, b to the second, b to the third, all the way to b to the n. In this term, it would be like you're starting out at b to the 0, and we know that b to the 0 is 1. Okay, so this term starts out with whatever this exponent in, and then it decreases all the way to 0. And then the b, it starts at 0, which we don't write b to the 0, we just leave it off or write it as a 1. Okay, it starts at 0 and then it goes to 1, 2, 3, all the way to whatever this exponent here is, to the nth power. And this is just a more compact way to look at it. It's the summation r equals 0 to n, combination n choose r, a to the n minus r, b to the r. Okay, all right, now let's look at combinations. Well, how do we evaluate the combination? Well, that's combination n choose r is n factorial over r factorial times n minus r factorial. That's what the exclamation is. It represents factorial. In other words, what factorial means, like say if we had 5 factorial, well, that's the same thing as 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Okay, 4 factorial would be 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And I'm going to show you how to evaluate this on a couple of the steps. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at our example. All right, so here's our example. Now, so we're going to expand this. So in this problem, we can see that a is equal to x. That's this first term here. That's x. B is equal to this last term here, a 2. And n is equal to 4. Okay. Now I'm going to do several examples, but I'm just going to do one example per video. So you may want to check out the other videos. They're all going to be a little bit different. Okay. I'm going to try to hit everything you'll come across, so it'll be good if you watch them all. All right. So remember, this is in the form a plus b to the n, and you can see x is a, 2 is b, and 4 is n. All right. So I've got x plus 2 to the 4th is equal to, so remember, it's n, choose 0, okay, from our formula. If you need to, rewind the video and write this formula down here. Okay, write this formula down if you need to, so when you watch the example. Okay, all right, then it's times a to the n. Well, what's a? A is x, so that's x to the 4th. Okay. And then remember, there's no b term, so there's no 2 here. I mean, if you want, you can put 2 to the 0, but 2 to the 0 is just 1, and x to the 4th times 1 is just x to the 4th. Okay. All right. Plus combination 4 choose 1 times x. Now remember, you subtract 1 from the exponent, so that's 3. And now it's what? B to the first. So that's times 2 to the first. Okay. Plus, and then combination 4 choose 2. Remember these numbers here, that's your R. That goes 0, 1, 2, and then the next one will have a 3 and then 4. Okay. And so that's going to be x to the, well, this was x cubed, so this will be x squared. This is 2 to the first, so that would be times 2 squared. Plus combination 4 choose 3 times x, and this was the exponent of 2, so this goes to 1, and then this was 2 squared, so that goes to 2 cubed. Okay. Then I'm going to come over here, plus, and then combination 4 choose 4, and then that's going to be what? X to the 0. Remember, x to the 0, it goes down. Well, what's x to the 0? X to the 0 is just 1, so we don't need to put the x to the 0, and then this would be times 2 to the 4th. This was 2 cubed, so this would be 2 to the 4th. Okay. Now, the other thing I want you to notice here also is, you see this exponent of 4? Well, look at these exponents here. This one and this one, they add up to 4. This one and this one add up to 4. This one and this one add up to 4. And this one's 4. Okay. So your exponents are going to add up to 4. All right. All right. So now, let's look at this. Let's calculate this combination 4 choose 0. Okay, so I'm gonna come down here and do that. So I've got combination 4 choose 0. So remember combination n choose r is equal to n factorial over r factorial times n minus r factorial. Okay, so that's going to be 4 factorial over, and then r in this case is 0, so that's 0 factorial times, and then what is that? 4 minus 0, n is 4, r is 0, factorial. Well, 0 factorial is 1, okay, and then 4 minus 0 is 4, so that's going to be 4 factorial over 4 factorial, and in that case it's 1. See, the 4 factorials, they just cancel out. Alright, so we've got this as 1, so this is going to equal 1 times x to the 4th, which is x to the 4th. Okay, now let's do another one. Let's do combination 4 choose 1. So combination 4 choose 1. All right. So this is going to be 4 factorial over 1 factorial times 4 minus 1 factorial. So 1 factorial is just 1, and so that's going to be 4 factorial over 3 factorial. Okay, because 4 minus 1 is 3. Now let me show you 2 ways that you can simplify this. All right, so we have 4 factorial over 3 factorial. One way you can do it is 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, and then 3 times 2 times 1. And then you can see the 3's cancel, the 2's cancel, the 1 cancels, and so we're left with 4. Okay, so that's one way you can do it. You can write it out like that. But sometimes the numbers can get big, and watch this. This is a quicker way to do it. So we know 4 factorial is 4 times, now watch this, and this part here you can do it in your head, 3 times 2 times 1. Okay, well, what's 3 times 2 times 1? Well, 3 times 2 times 1 is just what? 3 factorial over 3 factorial. So you see how the 3 factorials cancel and we're left with 4. Okay, so this is going to be plus 4 times x cubed times, and then 2 to the first is 2. Okay, plus, and then we've got combination 4 choose 2. So I'm not going to put that in the formula. I showed you the first two how to do them. You would do this one similar. Okay, so combination 4 choose 2, that's equal to 6, okay, x squared, and then 2 squared is 4, plus combination 4 choose 3 is 4 times x to the first, which is x, times 2 cubed, which is 8, plus combination 4 choose 4 is 1, and 2 to the fourth is 16, so 1 times 16 is 16. Okay, now I'm going to say something else about the combinations. Let me write this down real quick. I'll go ahead and multiply all this out. So that's x to the fourth plus, and then 4 times 2 is 8x cubed, plus, and then we got 6 times 4 is 24x squared. 4 times 8 is 32x, and then plus the 16. Now these combinations that we're calculating them out by hand, but you can do these in calculators. Okay, the calculators will do it. Depending on what calculator you have, you know, I can't tell you exactly how to do it because I don't know what kind of calculator you have. The big TI graphing calculators, they come with a manual, or you could go online and look at your manual online, and it'll tell you in there how to do it. The little scientific calculators that have the cover on them, if you open that cover up, there's a little card in there. More than likely, it's going to tell you how to do the combinations on there. Okay, so you know, give me a like, share, and subscribe. Check out my other videos and check out these other examples here. And I hope the video helped. Thanks for watching.